next law is the law of non-resistance. Now pay close attention to what I'm about to say. Review this video over again, take notes, and repeat it. The law of non-resistance is very important to achieving the things that you desire. For this law, it can change everything in your life. This law will give you more abundance spiritually, emotionally. You'll have more joy, more peace. Your finances will change. Anything that needs to change in your life will change with the law of non-resistance. This law comes from the beginning inside the Garden of Eden when Eve and Adam took of the tree of good and evil. This gave knowledge that there is good and evil in the world. But the difference is that before Adam and Eve took of the tree of good and evil, God has given them abundance of everything. The only thing that was in the world was good. They had no knowledge or understanding of evil. Now, because of this misunderstanding of evil having power, it has fogged many of people's view and their persona of what really is in the world today. The difference between good and evil. And you must resist evil so you can focus on the good. But in reality is, evil does not have power. Only good have power. And when you realize that we only have one power, and that's the power of good that comes from God, there will be no need to resist evil. Let me give you some examples. People give their power over to evil. So when depression comes, or sadness, or poverty and this debt comes into your life, you're giving power to that debt, and then you're concentrating on it, and you're thinking about it, and you're worrying about it, and it's causing your emotions for you to feel the sadness, to feel what the debt is causing in your life. And so now you have transformed the power that you have given it over to these bad things that are happening in your life. The one way that you can stop is to stop resisting. Stop giving your power over to what is non-existent. When you're trying to resist the bad or resist the evil things that's going on in your life, you're actually wasting your time, and you're wasting your power, and you're giving it over to that. When you have non-resistance, you're a winner. In your mind, you're concentrating on the good. You're concentrating on the power that God has given us. Before Adam partook of the tree, God had given them dominion and power over everything in the earth. Prosperity and abundance. There was no lack. There was no heartache and pain. They received joy. They had peace. They had abundance. They had everything that they ever needed and so much more. They were in plenty. And the knowledge of having good and evil is the illusion to keep your mind off what was designed for you. So when you come into the awareness of knowing that there's only one power, and that's the power of the good that God has given us, then there's no reason for you to resist. So you understand that truth has power, and believe in the truth that our Creator, the universe, God above has given us. You will understand that there's no need to be in resistance to the things that's going around you. For example, people who have that victim mentality, that this is happening to me because of the way that I lived, or how my parents, or this is what's going on because he or she is doing this to me. It's everyone else's fault. It's the outside element's fault. That's the victim mentality. In reality, they're falling into fear. And fear is just false evidence appearing real. You're giving this fear power it does not have. It can only have power if you give it yours. And when you take your power and give it over to this fear, now you're giving it power to cause you to be depressed and worried and in lack. And that's not your place. Fear is false evidence appearing real. See, this stops undeveloped truths. You have to understand this is resistance keeps you away from things that you were designed to have. It keeps you from the fulfillment of your life. There was a woman who was resisting her success because someone in her workplace was always nitpicking her work and and giving her a hard time and making it difficult. And when she came to the realization that she was resisting against him, she was resisting her success because of this person. Understand this, he saw her power. He saw where she was going, and he tried to stop it from happening. But what she did was, instead of resisting back, she blessed him. And she said, bless him in all his ways. And so instead of resisting him, she blessed him. You must bless your enemies and wish them on their ways. And any devices that they have that are coming against you or trying to come against you are now transformed to be a blessing for you. You must view your failures as blessings and happiness, that the failure can never have any effect on you in any form. Once she applied the law of non-resistance to her situation, she received a client that paid her thousands of dollars for her service. The gentleman was transferred and moved out to another city. So when you're in non-resistance, your blessings are coming through. Situations, circumstances, even people are moved out of your way that your goals and desires may come to pass. Now you must also understand, when you are in resistance, you're resisting an unwanted thing. Debt, loneliness, poverty. You must transform that, because you're adding power to that unwanted thing. And when you do that, it makes that unwanted thing even bigger, and it makes it even harder for you to overcome that. So when you're complaining about the debt and the lifestyle that you have and the job that you have, change that into success. Start talking about and visualize the success that you have, the place that you want to live. What type of lifestyle do you want to have? And start talking about that and thinking about that. Meditate and visualize that. There's a neighborhood that you want to live in. Go visit that neighborhood. Take a walk down the street. Look at the homes and visualize yourself in there. If there's an open house, take a walk through that house. You have to see yourself in there. Go test drive that car that you want. If you're lonely, stop thinking about how lonely you are, how sad it is that you come home to an empty house, or it's Friday night and you have no one to go to the movies or out to dinner with. Instead, think about how wonderful a person you are and how wonderful a relationship with you is so possible. So you have to think about what it is that you do want, not the resisting the things that you don't want. Walk in the reality of the life that you wish to live, as if you're already living it. Transform your mind, your thinking. You've heard the saying, let go and let God. This is the reason. See, if you don't let go, you're resisting and fighting against the law of non-resistance. Non-resistance is let go and let God. See, if you're holding on to whatever it is that you're holding on to that's causing you this misery, this pain, this heartache, this lack, as long as you're holding on to it, it's going to stay. You have to let it go. Don't think about it anymore. Walk away from it. If you have to do it in the physical, write everything down that you're resisting. Ball it up in a piece of paper. Walk outside to the garbage can and throw it in. And walk away. You must understand that resisting stops the flow. In our previous videos with the law of attraction and the law of oneness, to understand that you're stopping the flow of abundance when you're resisting change. See, when you're stubborn and people say, oh, they're just stubborn and, it's going to take them time, you're resisting and you're stopping the flow of change in your life. You're stopping the flow of your desires that you're trying to attract. You're putting up a roadblock. No one else is doing it but you. You're putting up that roadblock. Let it go. See, when you are on your journey, problems will come. Problems will arise. But the question is, does that problem have power over you? Does it have power over your situation? Does it have power to change your course off of the journey that you're traveling? No. With direction and instruction on how to handle that problem, you will still continue on to your destination. These are your roadmaps, these videos. Watch them over and over again and understand the power that's within you. This has been Minister Nicole Jordan Sylvester. and I will see you on the next video.